together.
Okay, here we go.
There we go.
The good news, the bad news, and the other shit. Yeah.
Better do it.
All right, you guys. Good news, bad news, other shit. We got a bunch of shit today.
Okay.
Good news, bad news. So we have to kind of. We'll try to be quick. Okay, we'll try. But you know, sometimes y'all don't like it. Like, well, anyway.
Woo.
First of all, good news, bad news, other shit, not necessarily in that order. Take a look at this young lady. That's Candace Kashani. She's set to graduate from Villanova University with no debt whatsoever. She says all of her friends have six-figure debts. She's graduating with zero debt because she has a college sugar daddy. Our leading story today is websites connect college students with sugar daddies willing to pay bills. Now this goes on in other countries. I understand it's a big thing in Japan too.
Yes.
Even with some underage girls. So there's more controversy there. But this is right here in the U.S. Candace right here with her bad self, and I personally find her. I personally find her a little stimulating. Worthy of a hot picks. She's Candace. She had $50,000 in expenses, and now she has none.
Right.
She says now there's a bunch of sites. 3 years later, she has no debt.
Right.
And she's been living good.
So okay.
Yes, Candace. I understand when you don't say money, you say flowers. How many flowers?
Well, they say Lynn Camilla, an associate professor of gender and sexuality studies at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, was I guess they queried her about it. She says it's not unusual for students to turn to sex work, such as stripping, prostitution, or webcam work. Now, Mac, I love to hear about your past.
Right. Ooh, oh. Wow.
I myself have done some webcam work.
Well, I know some girls who would actually do this, Mario, and have been successful at it in Atlanta.
Oh, yeah?
And they turned me on to it.
Well, can we go look?
You actually can. One of the sites for this is an old site. It's sugardaddy.com. And sugardaddy.com is where the guy is always anonymous. And, you know, you don't ask for money. You ask for candy or flowers. That's the code word that they use. And the guy will say, well, do you live alone? Or, you know, they check out your profile and where you're located and can we meet? And the girls ask, well, are you interested in donating any flowers? And he would ask, how many flowers are you looking to have me donate? Well, the code thing is either six.
You seem to know a lot about this.
Yeah, a dozen, or I said I have friends that do.
Oh, me too, friends.
A dozen or a half a dozen, and that's in exchange for money for sex.
Oh, well, so you seem to be.
They do this, and I was shocked. I was like, they have sites like this, and they were like, yeah. So.
Obviously, anyone who has questions about this should contact Miko.
That's right.
Contact Miko.
I'm not
She'll
ashamed.
help you.
Like I said, I have girlfriends that did this and was successful with it, and usually they don't go after. Sorry, guys, black men. It's usually
y'all
men
broke.
of other nature.
Too many y'all broke.
Culture.
Too many. Let's be real.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. They don't mess with the black guys unless they're athletes.
So
but
you might have to start a local one.
No, usually it's guys that are out of the country. They're world.
Well, now you can go to Black People Meet, and this will be an entrepreneur thing. So here's a link.
Black People Meet.
Just go take a look at the 10 best sugar daddy sites. There's the link. You can go do the search yourself. It's up there. 10 best sugar daddy sites. If you have some spare change, and you want to meet somebody, help them get through school, get together some conversation, go for that. Okay, that's story number one.
Yeah, that's story number one.
I got shit to talk about today.
Oh, Lord.
Take a look once again at Candace. Goddamn, Candace. Nipples pointed up, huh?
She got work done on them.
That's cool. I don't blame her. She's investing in her future. Now, got a comment about the fact that the GOP is moving to unite behind Trump. I'm not surprised. Listen, got to make a comment on this. Because people say, why would the GOP... Listen. neither one of your political parties has actually had a real problem with racism within, because they have some very famous folks within that have been racist, okay? Long historical racists on both sides. Republicans just of late seem to have more. The GOP is now moving to unite behind Trump. Again, this is part of the point I've been making. I'm not saying that everyone who supports Trump is a bigot. I'm just saying if you support Trump, bigotry ain't a deal breaker for you. In other words, you may be concerned about bigotry. It just may be number 86 down there, like keeping the streets cleaned and feeding the immigrants. It may be that important to you. That's where bigotry may rank to you, but it certainly is not in your top 10. So the whole thing about the GOP moving to unite behind Trump is that now they're making the deals. The only reason Trump was an outsider, because he wasn't a team player.
Okay.
Now they're discussing being a team player.
Right.
And because he's got the nomination. So now, in what I would also term as others as the worst presidential election choices in my whole lifetime, you have Hillary Clinton, which usually makes me want to barf, versus the bigot Donald Trump. I don't know. Good luck.
Can I say something about this? I did an actual video about this, and I said we have a shitty candidate panel. My own personal opinion, but I got it. As much as I don't like Trump, I got to give it to him because he has that I don't give a F mentality, and people still rolling with him and liking it. And he's like, "Look,
you like that
I'm
attitude
throwing
till
you
it's
under the bus, regardless."
Till it's directed at you.
Yeah, but
once it's directed at you, you don't like it so much,
right? But I mean,
sudden you say, "Wait a minute."
But you know what?
Who you talking to, Donald?
At the same time, he's been warning people how he's gonna roll, and if you either for him or you're not. And I'm talking about not the people that's doing the election. I'm talking about the people that's in the seats for Congress. And he's telling them, look, if you don't get behind me, I'm gonna throw you under the bus.
Story reminds me, I'm sorry, of Adolf Hitler rise in Nazi Germany. I'm sorry, and what he capitalized and the things he did. That's what he reminds me of, and that kind of popularism. Be scared, people, because a lot of you people are not thinking, okay?
Ooh.
Like I said, I'm sorry. It's just that tight, okay? Now, next issue. It's time to warn you about the issue of cell phone radiation. It's not clear. It's not clear.
Okay.
Let me say this. But it's enough that the people who study this stuff have increasing concerns.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
So in other words, since this has come up, and they've been looking at it very carefully, people have been studying this out there in the cancer world, where you have a lot of your research going on. Not clear.
Ooh.
Where's that coming from?
That was me.
Okay.
This time.
Oh, sorry. Okay. The thing is that now, with ongoing research, it's less clear whether or not there's a risk. Vic.
Yes, sir.
Part of this, amazingly or not, has to do, too, with the way some of this stuff increases the temperatures within the cell phone. Does this sound familiar?
Yes, it does.
And so that it may be giving off a type of heat.
Right.
So they're saying even to be prudent, where you carry your cell phone not next to your nuts.
See,
and then
so we
the other thing
this.
is use the cell phone with earplugs.
Earpiece. Yeah.
There's some question about whether Bluetooth would be a risk too, because it also gives off a similar effect.
Yes.
Now, because I couldn't give you guys exact, because there is not exact, what I wanted you to do, those who are concerned about these types of things, is get used to the resources that you can go to and watch. One of those would be the National Cancer Institute. They have a page, and I placed it up there, the National Cancer. All of these things, Meek, on my page here, take a look. These are all links, see?
Yeah, I see.
So you can paste those links if you want into there. But the National Cancer Institute has a page on cell phones and cancer risks, where they attempt to explain to you what is the issues. The issue of radio frequency energy, okay, which is a type of electromagnetic radiation. Okay. Radio frequency energy. So at least you can look, because they're watching this stuff. Again, I didn't say it's not a clear cancer risk. It's just that the authorities who are watching this have increased concern. And you should know that. And again, I'm speaking to you based on my years of experience as a physician. Okay, board certified pediatrician, hospitalist, emergency. LA County USC trained, ran the ICU there as faculty. Okay? So I'm giving it to you with that in mind. Okay? So you should at least, some of you worried about this, and I don't know if you should be worried. I just feel compelled to give you the information and point you to the good resources.
I always say it's really when there's somebody deciding to study, what's the motivation? And if you back it up and it says, well, there are elements and components that the cell phone is made of. So back it up. What is it made of? And I remember talking about this, I don't know how long ago, Mario, we joked about it, but we still pointed it out. And you said something about, where do you put your cell phone? And I remember I said, well, what if I put it in my back pocket?
Next to your jewels.
See, that's what I'm saying. So where do you best want to
I don't know, but then where do you best carry it?
No, another place.
I don't know. Maybe you shouldn't carry it.
Put it in a man pouch purse or something.
You know, I don't know, you guys. I'm just saying, remember, that's why Vic knows, Miko both know that I'm a stickler for the way I say things. Because to me, I don't want to say it to imply the wrong thing. I want to say it like the truth. They don't know. As they look at it more, they haven't got evidence that makes them want to say, well, it's nothing. Because they are finding, like, for example, in the animal models,
right.
They found some effects.
Yes, they did.
They found some effects on the rats from the cell phones. Now, you're not a rat.
Right.
So there's things, but you advance through the animal models, but certainly the early findings suggest risks. All right. Okay. All right, final topic of the day. Update on the BP oil spill. Recent reports are coming out now, and they're saying, well, the Gulf is shit. It's just shit. Okay, it's fucked
It's been like
up.
that.
Yeah.
Gulf. So this is where so people talk about your food. How much of your food, seafood, is coming from there? I know they've told you, they've guaranteed that it's safe because the poor starving fishermen of the Gulf. So that they rather just have you all be exposed to BP oil toxic fish as their effort to do something. I don't know.
See,
There's a bunch of stupid decisions, and you think this is crazy. Remember Flint. Remember Flint, and this was one of my criticisms of the administration when they tried to poo-poo this and said it was safe. It's not safe.
No.
It's not safe. It's not going to be safe.
No.
It's fucked up.
oh, wow.
Okay, the Gulf is fucked up. All right, that's what they're saying. And money, oh, man, let's see if I did a search myself, you guys, and it looks like every toxic spill has never been paid off. Every single one.
That's true.
Ever, anywhere. It looks like everywhere in the world that you go check where there's been a toxic spill, nothing has been paid off ever. Exxon Valdez, nothing.
Nope.
Ever. Okay? They got leaks going on in Nigeria come on. It's just corrupt government keeps it down.
It's terrible, man.
All right, so that's today.
Terrible.
Take a breath.
Breathe, huh?
Exhale.
Let it breathe.
Because I told you, ladies and gentlemen, it's the good news. It's the bad news and certainly the other shit. I would think about the sugar daddies. That's better. Think about the sugar. Think about the sugar. Yeah.